Hey everyone, Joe from Boondocks Hunting here in the Boondocks basement. Just got my shipment of gear for this year. Excited to share with you guys what I got. I'll walk you through the new stuff that I just got. I'll talk to you about my gear from last year, which was all Kuyu gear. I'll kind of talk to you about the fit, the different sizes. I'm going to try on the Sitka gear, show you the fit. 5'8", as of today, 184 pounds. So I'm not tall by any means. I did lose about 20 pounds, 15 pounds since I bought the Kuyu gear. So there will be a little bit of a size difference, but it'll at least give you an idea of the sizing. I did already try to record this, so everything is out of the box, out of the bag, but I will at least show you what I got, talk to you about the differences, and then at the end I will tell you my plans for the season, the gear that I'm using, and all about that type of stuff. So let's jump right in. First off, we'll start with kind of the base layers. So starting off from Sitka this year, I went with everything that is Elevate 2 pattern. There's two pieces, I'm going to go through those first, that are mediums. Everything else for me is a large. For the pants, I'm with the size 34 regular. Again, if they had 34 short, I probably would have gone with that. Because I am short, I have a 30-inch inseam. But let's jump right into the gear that I got. So, real quick, before I did that actually, just wanted to make this clear. I purchased all this with my own money. None of the stuff I'm going to show you today did I get any type of sponsorship. I'm not paid to talk about any of this stuff. This is totally just personal opinion. My thoughts on everything and how I feel things fit and how I'm going to plan to use them for the season. And I don't own everything from all of these lines, so I'm sure there's stuff that's in between and so on and so forth. And there are some accessories that I own that I didn't purchase again, just because I don't use them that often. So starting it off again, right here with the Core Lightweight Long Sleeve from Sitka. To make sure I got that right. Yep, Core Lightweight Crew. So again, this is a medium. This is on the skin. So I want a little bit tighter fit with this type of stuff. Will be perfect for layering. So that's that. To complement that, I also got the mid-weight zip. So again, this was a medium as well. So this will be my base layers here, depending on the season. This one here has a quick little zipper here. That one was no zippers on the last one. No pockets or anything on these guys, but this is a zip down. All right, moving on, we will jump over to some of the pants. This here is the Midi Equinox, the Equinox Midi Pant. Fleece lined, very kind of thick pile. Two pockets on each side. This has the dual zipper, so what you'll see is it zips up, but you can also zip up from the bottom again if you got to go to the bathroom. Really like that feature. That's something I've never seen before. I've seen it on jackets, but never on pants, and that's awesome. It does have a clasp. You just rotate, pop it off, rotate, pop it on. Again, I'm a size 34 waist, so these are a large. That is those. Next up, we have I believe these are the Equinox Pant. So those were the Equinox Midi. These are just the straight Equinox. Much lightweight, thinner. They do also have the dual zipper, little extra pockets, definitely quite a bit of pockets on the side here. So you got the one zipper, you got the quiet clasp. I'm not sure you can see, but it's a big rubberized plastic type button with the metal here. Big, deep pockets. So nice rubberized waistband as well, so it'll help keep your shirt tucked in if you do it that way. Also help keep them up without a belt, even though there is the belt on it already. These ones are a 34 regular, so these come in the pants size that you would wear. Next up, we have, these are the Esw Pant. It's obviously early season, whether that's whitetail or wear, but these I'm really excited for because I run really hot in the tree stands or anywhere I'm at, so I sweat like a crazy person. Big old pockets. One thing I did notice on mine is both of these side pockets are actually missing the pull string. So I might need to reach out to Sitka about that and see what's going on there. Metal button here on these. No belt, but the belt loop. Again, same type of pockets as the last pair that I just showed you. So these are really nice, very lightweight, kind of quiet pants. It feels like everything's going to be pretty silent. Next up, we've got the Celsius Midi Jacket. So similar midi material. This is almost like a puffy jacket, kind of like almost like a down-filled, but I don't think it's actually down-filled. You know, here you've got the single zipper straight up the middle here. You got your kind of, you know, ruffled pattern here for the puffy style jacket. This one actually has a pocket that comes out the back, so it looks like that's somewhere you can send your oh, maybe that's just for hanging. I know some of these, actually yes, so you can actually run your tree stand harness right through here, and so it just hangs right up on the tree. So it comes out of this, so you can actually have your harness underneath all of your clothing. This one does have 2 pockets, so, and then it's got the one here. Those done already. Next up, we've got our super heavyweight long johns. So, you know, just your standard underwear. I don't really care if my underwear is camo. I will wear my base layers, like the core weight shirts that I showed you guys. I'll wear those as top layers, even though they're next to the skin, just because I do run rather hot. These I will always wear something over top of. That being said, I don't care if they're camo, black, gray, pink, fuchsia, whatever color they are. To me, it doesn't matter because they are being covered up by something. And in most cases, if a deer is going to see you in your underwear, something probably went really wrong. So those are my long johns for this year from Sitka. Next up, we've got our Fnatic Hoodie. So this is going to be more towards the winter months, more of a light heavyweight hoodie here. It's got the big pocket in the front. I know there's some additional features to this thing that I'll get into and I'll show you when I try it on. This one doesn't have the pass-through, so this would be underneath your harness here. But it's got the big pocket there, pocket in the chest. I know it's got little mitten fingers. I'll show you those too, again, when I try all this stuff on. Next up, on top of that, we got the big old heavyweight Fnatic Jacket. This thing has the big pocket in the front. Here, it's got spots in that pocket, like an under pocket, that you can kind of put hand warmers in. It's got the zipper pocket in front here. So, you know, drop your release in there, put your hands in the pockets. You're staying warm during the winter. This is a pretty nice jacket. One thing I will call out, and I'll show you later, is these are left and right-handed jackets. Something I never thought I would hear, but you'll see why when I go through this. Basically, it's if you're an archery shooter, there's a special coating or special material on the arm just to help make sure it stays out of the way. So that's the Fnatic Jacket. To go along with that, I got the Fnatic Bib. These are all, so the Fnatic line is like a fleecy material on the outside, very soft, as opposed to everything else is kind of like a soft shell on the pants and stuff like that. The Midi Pants were a little weird texture, just different from what I expected them to be. But again, these ones are just combination of the fleece on top with the softer material on the bottom. Big pockets on these. Again, you've got the quiet open and close buttons, a pocket here, a pocket inside, zipper pocket on each side. These are the strings I was saying that the ESW pants were missing on mine, so I'm gonna, like I said, have to hit up Sitka about that. Zipper up the front, two-way if you got to go to the bathroom. None of them have a zipper in the back if you got to go to the other one. But that's going to be very warm. I was freezing cold the last day of the season last year in February. You know, we had single-digit temperatures. I was frozen early morning that day in the tree stand. So, you know, I'm looking forward to wearing that stuff. Next up, we've got our Stratus line. So this is going to be the last of the items as far as clothing goes. Rolling it over on my chair. So we've got the Stratus Bib. So to complement the Fnatic one, this is the Stratus for a little bit lighter weight bib here. Again, double zipper, same pocket style. This is the soft fleece material all around. Easy zip off. So zipper goes all the way, full length of the leg, both ways. So you got your options. You can zip it from here and loosen it up and get some breathability, or you can pull up from the bottom and the same thing, snap on the bottom here to keep it around the boot. To go with this is the Stratus Jacket. Again, same material. This is a hooded jacket. You got your 2 zipper pockets, zip up all the way. Whereas the Fnatic was a little different. I'll go into the zipper on that one to allow for the pocket in the front. This one's hooded. This one, along with the Fnatic, actually, again, have the tree stand pass through here. So you can basically keep this on. There's buttons and all kinds of fun stuff. So basically what that allows you to do is keep your harness on towards your underlayers, and as you warm up, you can kind of shed some of the top layers off and take the harness off while you're up in the tree stand. Just a safety feature. The other thing I got today was the bow sling. And then I've also got some gear left over that I either purchased last year for a hog hunt in December in Hawaii, or a couple things that I purchased from Lancaster. So I'll go through those real quick as well. I also bought a hat. I have no idea where I put it right now, but it's just your basic Sitka hat. I got the Fnatic gloves. These are actually the 2 fingerless, so I shoot a thumb release. So it leaves my 2 fingers, one for my pulling and the one for the trigger, all right here and free. Really going to be excited about those. And then I got the muff. So this to me is huge. I'll go into why I got this a little bit later when I'm talking about my Kuyu gear and the Sitka gear and the whole loadout for this year and why I wanted this. But when it gets cold, my hands get cold. Everything else gets hot, I get warm, but for the most part, my hands get freezing cold. So I'm excited to use this. This has a pocket for heat warmers in it, so excited to use it. All right, so that's the gear that I picked up from Sitka that arrived today. Again, not paid to say anything positive about it. So far, really nothing negative about it that I can see. I'm gonna go ahead and try it on kind of section by section. I'll probably start with the heavier gear just because it's summertime in New Jersey. Luckily, I'm in my basement, but go through those first. I'll show you the layers, show you some of the features, show you some of the ins and outs. I'll show you the fit. Again, I'm 5'8". Everything but 2 pieces are larges. Those other 2 pieces are medium because they're close to the skin. 5'8", 158 pounds, 185 pounds. I do have thicker quads. Grew up playing hockey and rugby, competitive powerlifter. So, if you've got thicker quads, I will let you know how these fit guys like us. So, all right, I will jump back at you guys once I have the first layers on. All right, everyone, here we go. I'm doing this for you. It is 80-something degrees outside, and I'm in my full winter gear right now. What I've got on from head to toe is the Fnatic line. So on top here is the Fnatic Jacket. Took me a little while to figure this out, but the zipper actually goes across over here. That way you've got your kind of pouch here. It does have spots, it feels like, inside for some hand warming pouches, which is excellent because my hands definitely got cold last year. It's got the front pouch, so while you are warming your hands up, you can have your release right in there, grab it and go. It's got what looks like a pocket here as well, pretty deep. So you got a pocket here, another hand warmer pocket inside, so you can kind of sit like this if you want, watch your phone, hand in the pocket. So definitely decent amount of pockets. Again, in the back, it's got the harness connector pass through. So while you're in your tree stand, you can remove layers like the jacket. To get to that, without having to take that off, there is this interesting ventilation thing here. So while you're in here, you can kind of keep your hands warm but cold, I guess. I don't know. Just interesting breathability, I guess. So bunch of pockets. Really like this. It's going to keep you warm. I'm already feeling hot, so I'm definitely going to take this one off here. Underneath this, I've got the combination of, well, before I do that, actually, if you look, as I mentioned before, they are left hand and right hand. So you'll notice this is a different material on the sleeve here than this. So that's why there's a left and a right-handed jacket. That's because when you're drawing back with your archery, this lets the string pass without hitting any of this stuff here, just ensuring a clean shot. So really like that. Really happy with this jacket. These definitely weren't the cheapest things. Probably the most expensive part of the entire kit that I got here. So really happy with that. Underneath that, I've got the Fnatic Bib. So same material here. You got the dual zip. You got to go to the bathroom. Boom, easy access. Pee off the tree stand. Double pocket here, zipper pocket here, so you can go in between. You got that fleecy material here. Zip offs for ventilation if you get too hot. You can do that. You can come from the bottom for easy in, easy out. You got these here. This again is a large bib. It does feel like it's got quite a bit of room, but as those winter months come along, we all kind of gain a little bit of weight. So kind of good for that. Let's see. Yeah. So that's the bib here. Underneath that, I do have on the Fnatic hoodie. So you've got your regular pocket here. It is half for a quarter zip. I don't really know the difference. You got your pocket here. The one cool thing about this is it's got mittens built in. So you can pull this over, shove your thumb through the hole, and boom, now your fingers are covered. Really cool. And if you want, if you shoot a thumb release, like I said I do, you can go in like this, release here, and now boom, I'm ready to rock. Really happy with this. It's very comfortable, definitely going to be warm. Can be worn as an underlayer, overlayer. Yeah, excited about that. Actually take my pants off for you guys now just to show you the heavyweight bottoms. These are not part of the Fnatic line, but these will be what I wear as it gets cold out. One thing I will say, the difference between these and the Kuyu, Kuyu have a little Velcro strap here, zipper all the way to the bottom. They are only 3/4 length, so they don't come all the way down with the Kuyus, but they zip off without having to take off the pants and everything like that, like I had to do with these. I've never really used that feature, but if you're somebody who does, overlayer and want to be able to take off that layer, that's really going to be not an option with these. I know that I saw Steve Ranella do a similar video where he had his kids were there and they zipped off his long johns. He zipped them off while his kids filmed. So, one thing on that, again, not negative, not positive, just something to keep in mind if you do wear a bunch of layers. Next up, I'm going to throw on the Stratus line, which will be, I guess, the next line down from this from a heat perspective, as far as their whitetail line goes. Sorry about that. Before I go there, I almost forgot that this one actually comes with a face covering. So, as it gets cold, pull this down. And now you got your face covered. A little bit of warmth, a little extra concealment. Keeps you COVID-19 safe. Basically got your face mask here. This is kind of cool. I've never really been one to have much since I've already got the beard. But I could see myself using this just to, warm up some of the air and everything like that. So pretty cool. I'm really digging this Fnatic hoodie. All right, next up we have the Stratus line. Probably be late to mid-season. Definitely not nearly as heavy as the Fnatic. Again, just want to remind everybody that all the Fnatic stuff was in large, fit really nice. The bib was a little bit big, but as you layer underneath it, it'll definitely fill in. Stratus stuff, same thing. This is a large. This is the Stratus Jacket. You got just as many pockets. The one thing, again, you don't have the zipper that comes down the side, so you got, two separate pockets. They don't conjoin, but, plenty big enough, plenty of room. This one, just like everything with the Fnatic, except for the Fanatic Hoodie does have the pass-through for the tree stand. You got the hood, if your arms work with me. There you go. I like this. It doesn't come too far out. It's actually got a little like elasticy piece here, so it kind of keeps it up against your face, so you know, when you move, it doesn't go everywhere. So really digging that. I didn't even notice that. Just really soft, kind of a fleecy material as well here. The two pockets, and yeah, really nice, comfortable jacket, and it's got the cinches for the bottom. Underneath that, I've got on the Stratus Bib. So kind of the same concept as the other one. Two huge pockets, big ones here. You got the vents on the side, so you can keep that. All the quiet pockets, they all have this rubberized to the metal zipper, or sorry, metal button, so it keeps it pretty quiet. Got the pee-hole zipper. Zip up, zip down. I do like these. It is a little, again, same thing with all of them. Maybe could have gone with a medium with these, with a little bit of size, but I do want to make sure there's room to layer. So yeah, then underneath that, I've got the core mid-weight zip tee. So zips down. That's the only pocket is right here in these. You got the thumb elastic, so it doesn't go anywhere. This is a large. Men's medium. Sorry, this is a medium on me. This definitely fits perfect. Being its contact to the skin, I wouldn't want to layer anything underneath this particular top, but yeah, happy with everything's fit so far. This is the medium. Everything else has been a large. So that's the Stratus line. Move down the line from there. All right, next up we've got the Midi line. So this would be the Celsius Midi Jacket, the Equinox Midi Pant. Both of these are in a large, and yep. So basically, your jacket has two main pockets here, and then you got the vest pocket. It does have the extended arm hand, so you can shove your finger or your thumb through. So, you know, a little bit of finger warmth, but it still lets you access to all your release and everything like that. It's kind of like your puffy jacket that you would normally get, like a North Face or something like that. So, just not as puffy. Definitely soft, quiet. The pants are also very soft. I don't know if these are meant to be an outer layer, because, I mean, they do have pockets, but not as many. And I'm not sure how this material would handle well against like a raspberry bush or a sticker. And they do have the elastic towards the bottom, but they are very comfortable. They are fleece lined. This also has the tree stand harness pass through on it, and you know, they fit great. Even with my larger quads, this isn't too tight. So again, this would definitely be a great base layer if it gets really frigid with some of the Fnatic or even the Stratus stuff to keep it warm on those cold days. So this is the Midi line. Next up is some of the more early season type of gear. All right, next up we've got the Core lightweight tee. So no pockets, no nothing. This is a medium. It definitely fits tighter than the medium weight zip up. So just keep that in mind. It has the elastic thumb, so you don't lose it when you're putting your jacket on. Other than that, it's just a regular tee. For the pants, we got the Equinox Pant, and plenty of pockets, zippers everywhere for these ones. Buttons for these. Then you've got, you know, your double zipper. You got the belt. The one thing with all these is they have this rubberized liner here. So if you do tuck in your shirt, or you know, worry about your pants falling down, that definitely helps keep things in place. From a length perspective, these actually aren't terrible. Again, I'm short, but have a 34 waist, so you know, sometimes they can run a little bit long. These pants aren't terrible. So that's the Equinox Pant and the lightweight shirt. So probably one of my 3 early season packages that I'll wear. I got the ESW line that I'm going to show you next, and then I got my Kuyu gear, which we'll go through a little later. So yeah, that's this line. Now we'll go to the ESW. Okay, finally we got the ESW line. This is your early season gear. I had this shirt, as I mentioned, I bought it last December for a hog hunt in Hawaii. I know you're thinking, why would you buy this shirt then? But I needed something cool that was breathable, and this has the nice vented sleeves for while I was in Hawaii to keep the mosquitoes off. The Esw Pant, which is a very similar lightweight material to the shirt, not as lightweight, so definitely will hold up to the elements a little bit. This will be my go-to early season gear because it is so much lighter than anything I have in Kuyu. As I mentioned, I don't own everything from all the lines, so there might be some better Kuyu stuff for early season, but got the quiet pockets, plenty of storage, comfortable, lightweight, definitely breathable. After trying all that stuff on, it is nice to have something this light on my body. So yeah, this is going to be my Sitka gear for the year. Next up, I will walk you through the different Sitka lines versus the Kuyu lines that I have, what my plans are for the season, and the rest of my gear. The other thing I got today was the bow sling. I have something similar from Kuyu, but it doesn't have the sling on it. This has the sight on it as well, and I'll go through some of the other Sitka gear that I got from Lancaster Archery, so stay tuned. Alright, now that I've tried everything on, kind of got the sizing and fit comparison, let's go ahead and talk about what the season, kind of my comparison of the actual pieces is like, what my plans are for the season as far as gear goes, and just some of the accessories and stuff that I have that I didn't purchase new or didn't have before. So we will start with kind of my plan for the late winter. That's going to be the Fnatic series from Sitka. I don't have anything this thick when it comes to Kuyu, so that's kind of going to be there. Same thing with the Stratus line. I don't really have much in those two areas. Now we can talk about my comparison between some of the Kuyu gear and the Sitka. So when it comes to the base layers, again, I've got the Sitka long johns as well as the Kuyu. Again, the big difference there is one, the length, and then two, the reason I like the Kuyu a little bit more here is they are zip off. So again, you've got the Velcro on the side that zips straight off. And then you don't have to take your pants all the way off. You just kind of roll them down and you can take off a layer. I know First Light just came out with something very similar. So, that's the big difference between those two. I think the Kuyu is a little thicker than the Sitka. That doesn't mean it's any warmer. It's just, the material is definitely thicker there. From an early season perspective, I don't have anything that really compares again with Kuyu with the ESW line. That's the lightest line from the Sitka. Not that they don't make it, as far as I know. I just haven't picked anything up from them in that. As far as the next to the skin layer, as I mentioned, I've got the Kuyu Core Lightweight, the Sitka Core Lightweight. This is next to the skin. It is definitely a lot thinner than my merino from Kuyu. This is the 145, I believe. Yep, the 145. I love this shirt. I wore it all the time last year. It can get warm in the early season. Plus, it is merino wool, so it does take a little extra care when washing. It does have the pocket, which I do like. So, those will probably be my closest skin / early season, along with the ESW line from Sitka. Next up, we've kind of got our midweight stuff. So this is where the midweight core from Sitka is going to come into play. And this is also next to the skin, but also can be worn on top of the core lightweight for a little bit more warmth. My comparable, I think, from Kuyu is going to be the Hybrid 210 Zip. I really like this. I wore it kind of as my second layer as things got a little bit chilly, not really cold. Really like this. Also wore it a lot to work, just out and about. It's very comfortable, easy on, easy off, a little zip off. The other thing that might compare to that would be a little bit thicker. It's the Fanatic Hoodie. This feels like it's going to be a lot thicker, a lot warmer. This has all those extra features of the face mask, the hood, those glove mitten type things on the hands. So as far as that goes, the Fnatic, I guess, would be my next step up if I do start to get a little bit colder, or, you know, things need to be washed. From there, we can talk to, I guess, my winter coats. So from that perspective, we've got a couple of options here. There's the Midi line from Sitka. So that would be the puffy style jacket. You know, as things start to really kind of get colder, that's probably going to be my go-to from Sitka for, you know, as things get wintry, not below zero, too cold, but, you know, want something where I can be comfortable. That's going to be the Midi Jacket from Kuyu. I really like the Axis Hybrid Jacket, or the Axis Jacket. This is an extra large. So one thing I didn't mention, when I did buy my Kuyu gear, I was about 10 pounds heavier. So some of that stuff might be a little bit bigger. Most of what I got is either large, extra large. I believe so my merino is going to be a large. So everything is large or extra large in the Kuyu. This Axis jacket was my winter coat all year. You know, regardless whether I was hunting or just walking around town, going to work, this was my go-to jacket. I really like Kuyu gear. It really doesn't hold smell a lot. The wool can a little bit, because it's wool, it starts to stink on its own. But as far as holding my scent, you know, I felt like it was pretty easy once, you know, even if I was sweating, that the smell wasn't really sticking. So that's kind of my wintry jacket from a light perspective. From those two, from a pant perspective, to match those, I got the Midi Pant from Sitka. To match that, I have the Axis Hybrid Pant. So again, from the Axis Hybrid, it's a, let's see, this is a 36 waist. So again, I lost a little bit of weight since then, but these are fleece lined. They do have the vents on the side. Really like these pants. You know, they're warm. They will go over top of the long johns with no problem. So if I need to shed a layer, you know, on those really cold days where it starts to warm up, you know, drop these a little bit, zip right off the long johns, and I'm cooling back off again. Really happy with those pants. Next up would be kind of like those early season days slash, you know, starting to get a little bit closer to the fall winter breaks. From Sitka, that's probably going to be the Equinox Pant. And, you know, to compare with those would be the Attack Pant from Kuyu. Again, these are a 36 waist, I believe. Yes. So 36. As things get colder, or, you know, if I just wore my Kuyu Axis, I would throw on my long johns and then throw these over top of it. Had no problems with cold or anything like that in the legs. These were great pants. I have another pair in black that I just got during their Founders Day sale that I use for scouting, going around putting feed out, all those type of things. So these are probably my most warm pant. There is a little bit of fraying in them just from raspberry bushes and things like that, but they held up really, really well. You know, I have no concerns about quality control from the Kuyus. And the Sitka, you know, again, these will be my first year wearing them, but I feel like, you know, from that perspective, they are very comparable in the pant size. And then I mentioned that the Fnatic and the Stratus are going to be as those really, really cold times start to come. You know, those will probably be my least worn pieces. Again, I do run very hot, so we'll be seeing how those go. I'll probably wear the Stratus way more than the Fnatic, which is kind of disappointing because the Fnatic is definitely a lot more expensive from the bib and the jacket perspective. Although I do like a lot of the aspects to those. Here in Jersey, it can get cold, but we kind of had a mild winter last year, so I don't think I hunted once in the snow. So that's my gear loadout from, you know, comparison between the two, kind of what I'm going to be doing. Some of the other pieces that I have that I had from Kuyu that I didn't rebuy anything comparable in Sitka is my cloud vest. So this here is just your simple puffy vest, down vest. Really like it, super down ultra. I got it in an extra large. Have no problem with it fitting over any of my gear. Super warm. Wore this actually quite a bit during the winter. If you see the picture of me with my buck from last year. This is what I was wearing, and I love this jacket or the vest. It's great. It scrunches up really nice, so you can throw it in your pack and have no problems with. It's very light, no extra weight or anything like that. The other thing that I have that I did not rebuy is my rain gear. Same thing. You know, these are the pants. They roll up nice. Throw them in the bottom of my pack, and I have no problems just kind of carrying them in with me. These are the Northridge. I got them in an extra large so that they'll fit over top of everything. You know, I haven't really worn the pants much, but I think, you know, if the jacket's anything like the pants, or the pants anything like the jacket, then I know I'll be dry because I wore this as kind of my general raincoat throughout the year. There you go. So, if you see the video of me shooting the other day during the tropical storm, this is the jacket I was wearing. And it was just, you know, comfortable. I had no problems with it hitting the string or anything like that on the bow. Next would be the Gators. Never actually used them, but I have them. I figure how many pairs of Gators do you really need? From that perspective, you know, if I need to get another pair, you know, I can order the Sitkas or whatever. But, you know, like I said, I don't even think I put these on the boots once last year. So I have them if I need them. Going into the gloves, you know, I mentioned I had bought the Fnatic gloves here. They are fingerless. I got these off of Lancaster Archery during their Sitka promotion for the extra points. If you look, all my archery equipment here in the basement has pretty much been bought from Lancaster Archery. Love those guys, so, you know, definitely check them out if you need anything. From a glove perspective, I don't remember which model these ones were from Kuyu, but I wore these all year long. They do have the Tech Touch finger, so you can still work your cell phone while you're sitting there, flip through trail cam pictures, Instagram, you know, check email if you're like me and you work from the stand some mornings. These were great. I lived in them. Actually fairly warm. Honestly, when it got to the winter gloves that I have here, I wasn't too impressed with the Kuyu thick winter gloves. They have great rubberization, I guess that's a word, on the palm of the glove. So when you're climbing the tree stand, you know, you got great grip. The dexterity is great in them. They're obviously too thick for a thumb release. But that said, I didn't think they were that warm. Honestly, I thought they trapped in the cold more than anything else. When I wore these, my hands actually got colder and hurt more than when I was just wearing the basic glove. I would end up taking these off and just sitting on my hands. I did make sure about halfway through the season, because, you know, I'm not used to wearing these thick gloves, to cinch them off, and that did not seem to make a difference. You know, maybe it's just me, I don't know, but I was not thrilled with these gloves. But again, from a quality perspective, I think they're great. It's just I don't know what I was doing that wasn't making them warm. With that said, this year I did go to Lancaster Archery during their sale. I didn't go, I ordered online. The muff. So this is going to be a huge piece for me this year in those colder months. It does have the spot on the inside for a hand warmer. It's got the pocket in the front. You know, this will be probably a game changer, lifesaver this year as we enter that season. Beyond that, so that's the core material I have. I also did get the Kuyu Bino harness and the rangefinder hookup. I got the Pro model because I don't have the best binos, so I didn't really want it attached to that. I wanted it just to fit into the harness like this. Plus, they actually have their whole Pro line where you can add a water system or hydration system, whatever you want to call it, to it. I did get the rangefinder holder, so it'll snap to the side of this, or it can go straight onto the side of my pack. As I mentioned, I did get the bow sling from Sitka. And then I also have something similar from Kuyu. This actually goes onto the pack and connects to my Kuyu pack, which I'll show you in a second. And then I have the bow cover from Kuyu. Basically, this just kind of covers the string and the sight. It doesn't have the sling, so unlike the Sitka, there's no way to throw it over your shoulder. It's just goes right over top of the axles, and then you've got your sight cover. And then it fits nicely into this little pouch, so, you know, if you're using that with your bow attached to your pack, you can just throw this right into your bag when you get to the stand. As far as packs go, I still have corn and everything in here because I couldn't get to my one stand because it's all overgrown. But I am using the Kuyu Icon Pro 3200 this year. I used it last year. It's great. I got the side pockets hooked up here. I've probably got 30 or 40 pounds in it right now, and I've already taken some corn and stuff out. Holds a hell of a lot of weight. It does have the adjustable straps on top, so if you wanted to pull this apart from the frame and throw, if you, field break down your game, you can throw it in the game bags and it'll go between the frame and the bag right there. Super comfortable. Really happy with this pack. I know that I've got the platypus on the inside, so if I ever need anything, hydration or anything, it's with me. Holds up pretty well. I just pulled a thorn out of the bag. But I have no questions or concerns about the quality of this bag either. I got my buck knife hooked up right to the strap there, in case I run into a bear. Not that that's going to do anything, but this is the pack that I go with. I'm really happy with it. It's been my go-to since I picked it up. The platypus did freeze on the last day, so the hose valve actually popped out. I'm sure that would the same thing would happen in 2-degree weather with your normal Camelback or anything like that. So that's my go-to gear for this year. I don't think I'm missing anything. From a bow perspective, I'm probably going to stick with my Hoyt RX3 80 pound. It took every deer last year. I do have the PSE NTN. I'm not sure if I'm going to shoot that this year. It's a little bit loud. I was a knock-on fanboy, bought the bow. It shoots great. It's just definitely a lot louder than the Hoyt. The Hoyt's dead silent when I rip off a shot. I will be using right now, it looks like the Rage Tri-Pan with the FMJs. These are my arrows here. And I will be using nocturnal lighted nocks just to make it easier. Also, what I like to do is, as I'm tracking my last blood, I'll shove the arrow in the ground, so I've got my lighted knock there so I can help myself track that way. So that's my setup. I will be probably bringing the Sony A9 into the stand with me this year. I just need to find a mount for the trees. So any questions about my gear, any questions about the size, fitting, anything between Kuyu, Sitka. Obviously I can't speak to how well Sitka works in the tree stand yet, but as the season goes, if you have questions or anything like that, please let me know. I do plan to pick up a little bit of First Light to kind of give that little bit of comparison. I think that Kuyu and Sitka are a little more expensive. That's not to say anything about quality or anything like that. I definitely want to try out First Light. The reason I got all the Kuyu gear was because, again, it matched my bow. I'm that type of guy, I guess, or was. So that's my gear for the year. Like I said, any questions, we'll be using Rack Getter stuff all throughout the seasons. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and thank you guys.